Okay, here's another episode. Episode 2 of Vernon's podcast. Okay, I think this is like turning into more of a vlog type, maybe. Actually, no, fuck that. Oh, sorry, no swearing. Um, I'll like bleep that out. I'm playing, trying to play. I wonder if I post this on YouTube, it's gonna get copyrighted because copyrighted infringement or whatever you call it, because don't they like, I don't know, do that? I don't want my video getting taken down. I'll look into it before I post this. Anyway, also this is for the podcast. Hi, podcast listeners. I feel like I get more podcast listeners than, or actually, I need to go check the analytics, but yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to play Vanguard. I don't know if there's a new Call of Duty. If there is, I didn't know about it. I don't really play game. I'm just doing this to kind of, because I bored. I had to go to run over to the Circle K that was open 24/7. Thank God. Ran over there to go and get some pop. Gotta have pop. And before that, I was going for a cigarette out front because we can't smoke on the balcony or in the units. And there was this like commotion because this lady got into argument with somebody. And she was even running after the vehicle too as well. Kind of reminds me of back home, except these are like white people. I didn't know white people act like that. I thought it was just us. But yeah, there was that. And okay, yeah. And then I was not going to post anything. I wasn't gonna do this because I didn't feel like it. Honestly, I was like a little tired and grumpy a little bit because yesterday I was up very late till like 3 or 4 in the morning because I was editing my last episode, and there's just some technical difficulties, other than me doing it for the first time. So I didn't really know. I had to kind of like learn as I go. And on top of that, my computer that is 6 years old was being very slow. So I went and bought a new one. It's this MacBook here for you guys on YouTube. You guys can see this. And I might start uploading on Twitch too as well, since I'm playing game. But yeah, I bought this new MacBook Pro here in front of me. Who's ever listening to a podcast, you can't see it. And if you want to see it, or you want to see me, you want visuals, then go on YouTube. I'm also on YouTube. My handle on YouTube is Notorious VP. But I'm sure if you just search up Vernon's podcast, it'll show up. And if it's the same thing as this podcast, but you just have visuals. And the reason I'm doing that, this whole like podcast thing is built on how I want it. You know what I mean? Like, because like I watch podcasts all the time. I watch talk shows. I pay a lot of attention to mass media, and I know like me, you might hear that and you might like roll your eyes or whatever, but it's just what I'm into. You know what I mean? Like, you guys like watching sports. I like watching like talk show hosts shows, like just basically like celebrities on there and stuff like that. I've always been infatuated like kind of like celebrities. I don't know what it just the whole like kind of like, not the whole fame part. I don't like the fame part. I feel like that's annoying. But I was more a fan of so that all the power and influence they have, and all the money, of course. Like, I just think that would be so cool. You know what I mean? Like, because you know, like rich people, it doesn't matter how rich you are. If you don't have power and influence like a celebrity has, then I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, say like a celebrity, like their net worth is like $10 million, right? And then there's say me, for example. Say my net worth is because I own like a bunch of companies and shit like that, and my net worth is 100 million. And then we both go to like try to like get the same, maybe like a same, trying to go into like a partnership with a company, and then I'm about to like lock in on that, and I'm about to get that deal with my $100 million, and then a celebrity comes in with a net worth of $10 million, and then they shelf my project or my whatever it is, the work we're going to do together. They shelf mine, and then they pick that celebrity over me. And the reason for that is because with celebrities, there's a lot more money to be made because of their fan base and the power that their name holds, right? And like it's just more profitable. And also, like, you see it like when a celebrity walks in the room or in the building, everybody knows. Like, you know what I mean? Katy Perry's here, whatever, whoever it is, you know? And when you're rich, you don't get that, which I would like, honestly. But no, fuck that. No. I would like security. I want everybody to move out of my fucking way. Just kidding. No, but not really. I think that's so cool. That's what I liked. And also, I liked how they like would like carry themselves like in the public, and people say things like are it kind of honestly, like, celebrity really changed now. Like, I remember like when I was growing up, it was very controlled, and like the only time you would ever see a celebrity was like on TV, or maybe you would buy their album or buy their movie, or and then that's the only time you would see them, or if they're on like a talk show or a show. And now you can pick up your fucking phone. Oh, sorry, no swearing. You can pick up your phone and just see them. You can just go open up their social media page, or Google them, and or like you can see them live, because a lot of them go live. Like some of them are on Twitch, or they're like very active with their fans on social media, and they're very accessible now. Whereas in the past, you had to pay for them to see them, right? And like their image and their persona was very controlled by the record labels, and it's just like the movie studios. They did that with like for example, who Marilyn Monroe. They the whole, like, all of like that voice, like that baby voice and stuff like that was not even her. Even with like Paris Hilton as well. Like, like if you listen to her now, like go on her YouTube channel and watch one of her videos. She has a really deep voice, and but when she first came out, when she was like blowing up because of that sex tape, and then after that her reality show Simple Life, if you listen, she was like talking like a little kid, like a little girl. And that's because she said that they made her do that, like the people who were managing her and the people that show, the producers, and that was because they wanted her to appeal to a wider audience, right? They wanted her to sound like a little kid, so that kids could like her. And even with like Kim Kardashian too as well, you go up and look at their old seasons of their show, them too, they talk like that, just like stupid, like that little high pitched voice, kind of like a baby. She was doing that after Paris Hilton. She copied Paris. Kim's whole career is basically a copy or a cop out or whatever you want to call it after Paris Hilton. Like Paris Hilton, she is the blueprint for socialites, and for not socialites, but socialites turning like super famous, like famous for being famous, like with not being able to I guess not having any talent. They used to say, like these people, like these reality stars, they don't know how to sing, they don't know how to dance, they don't know how to act, so they don't really have any like real talent, right? And so they're just they get fame and they get fans and money from just being themselves and kind of yeah, just being who they are, right? And people, they get so much flack, like the Kardashians, the Paris Hiltons, the reality stars, the all of them, and they they say things like, oh, they're talentless, but it's just like, how? If they didn't have any talent, then how are they so successful? How are they so rich? You want to know what their talent is? Their talent is getting money, and that's the end game, and that's the end goal, right? Am I right? Because like you like all these like singers, Beyonce, Rihanna, Gaga, Drake, and then you go actors like Tom Cruise, Chris Pratt, Robert Downey Jr., or like dancers and like Sierra or whoever dances, Jennifer Lopez and stuff, or like the reason why they're doing what they're doing with like their quote unquote talent is because they are trying to get money. You know what I mean? So it's just like, go get your bag either way. You know what I mean? And I think that that's like so fucking cool that you can get money just by being yourself and being who you are and just using your name. Like that's insane, you know? And oh yeah, I honestly, like, I'm not even gonna, this is, I recorded earlier, but I didn't like it. It was all over the place. I was grumpy for some reason because I was hungry. So I went and got something to eat, and then I got this big bottle of Pepsi, and now I'm happy. And also, not only that too, um, I still wasn't gonna film, but then uh, and then mm, I think you may be listening to this, but he knows who he is. He told me to film my next episode. Where is that noise coming from? Oh, it's from the game. I need to. How do I mute them? Oh, they're muted them. Okay. So, um, he told me to film another one, and then I wasn't going to, but then just him saying that, and then I was just like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Somebody who's like actually wanting to hear me and listen. So I was like, holy fuck, that just gave me a lot of motivation. You know who you are, and if you're listening to this, thank you so much. And anyway, so yeah, so I wasn't going to, but I did, thanks to him. And even though like it's weird, I don't know why I was feeling that way. Even I think it's because I was up all night. That's why, and I was so annoyed with my laptop, and I didn't get much sleep. But then I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I was annoyed about that too. But I'm not gonna sit here and fucking complain. I'm good. I'm good. I was just having an off day. That's all. And we all have those. And I was gonna go. Oh my god, I didn't write in my journal today. That's probably what that is too. But you know what? This is like my new journal now. You guys, me talking here, you sitting here, and gaming and drinking Pepsi and sitting in front of this mic. This is therapy for me. This is therapeutic. This is gonna be my new journal now. I'm just kidding. I'm still gonna. Yeah, but yeah. So, yeah. However, I guess. My last podcast, I was like swearing a lot, and I was like all over the place, and I don't know. I think it's just how I felt at that time. And if you were taken back by it, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Fuck that. No. I mean, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to be swearing that much. The reason why I need to like stop swearing so much is because I'm afraid of my podcast or my videos getting put down or being restricted. You know. Which is, I guess it's fine, and I know like if that's how I felt like at the time, then that's how I felt, right? But at the same time, like I don't think it's cool to like constantly be swearing, you know what I mean? I think that it's like people who like constantly swear. Well, at least for me, I'll talk about for me, right? And my perspective, and my thing is that the reason why I swear, like when I say F word or whatever, it's because I can't find the right word at the time. Like I just say, because the F word, it means so much things, right? You could use it for everything. F this, F that, F you. I F with that. I F like get this. Like it's all kinds of things. You know what I mean? So it's so easy to use it. But when you keep doing that, it's just kind of shows that you don't have that much of a vocabulary isn't up, or your whatever your grammar and stuff. And mine isn't. You know what I mean? I don't have some fancy college degree, and I don't read as much as I should. And but I try. You know, that's all we can do is just try. Um, for me, I think that the thing that helps me the most to like build up stuff. I know people say like you're supposed to like read and pick up a book. You know what I mean? Like whenever somebody kind of like throws a little tease or mock or insult or whatever, they'll be like, oh, I mean, because like you're being, I don't know, not very smart at that moment or whatever, or maybe you can't like talk properly, and then they'll be like, oh, go pick up they'll think like, oh, they might think this, or if they're an a-hole, they might say go pick up a book or something, you know, or you need to go pick up a book more or something. But I never really, ooh, come on, man, I died twice in a row. um I um whenever I read, I just kind of like take in the story. I don't really pay too much attention into like the words that I'm reading. You know what I mean? Like there's like a lot of words, and this happens quite often, or actually every time almost. Like probably like every 1 or 2 pages, I find a word that I either don't know how to pronounce or don't know what it means, and then I have to go and pick up a dictionary, and then now I know what it means because I picked up a dictionary, or I not picked up a dictionary. That's so old school. I mean, I googled the word so that I can find out what the meaning is. And then once I do that, and I'm like, okay, so how do you even pronounce it? And then I have to go and Google that too. It's just the funniest thing. And then when I keep doing that, and it takes me forever to finish the book because I keep finding words that I don't know the meaning to, or don't know the pronunciation of it. So I just go search it up, and but I'm learning now to just kind of be like, okay, whatever, I don't know what that means, but then I know what all the other words around it mean, so I can kind of just like figure out that way of what it means, because you know what I mean, like the meaning behind it. And I don't really care too much about now, at least, like the how to like pronounce and stuff, because it's not that serious, not that important. And if I keep, because I used to do that before all the time, and it would take me forever to read a book. So now I kind of just skip those little words. Like I just be like, whatever. I kind of have an idea of what it means, and then I just, just keep it moving, go to the next page or whatever. Speaking of books, I think I have like a couple of books that I need to get started on. One's with this huge book that everybody's like kind of obsessed with. It's the Jordan Peterson one. The book's in my room. I can't really get up and grab it. Or here, I'll just check on the laptop quickly. This is on my phone because laptop's asking for my password, and I can't really type right now. Jordan book. I need to go closer to the mic. That's why. Oh yeah, I got this nice new mic stand arm, and the reason for that was because with that mic stand that I had yesterday, I kept on like having to like lean into the table, and I found like it was just like my back was like hurting and stuff. Not my back's hurting, but it's just annoying. Like I'd rather just have this arm. Okay, it's called Jordan B. Peterson 12 Rules for Life. That everybody keeps on talking about it. It's like everybody's raving about it, and before I even knew who he was, I would see his like clips on TikTok and on YouTube and on Facebook, and I would like watch it, and then I was like already I was already like admiring him before I even knew who he was, because like I just recognized his face. Like that's how I like remember people, by their face, and because I'm bad with names, so I knew who he was, and then I think it was like on some kind of documentary or podcast, whatever I was watching, and then um, he was on there, and then they showed his name like at the bottom, and then I and then they were talking about his book, and then I was like, what the hell, he wrote that, like, because like I kept on hearing about that book over and over again, like, and then so I went and got it on Amazon, and then it's been sitting in my room beside my bed ever since, and I never read it yet. I need to go do that. And there was like some other ones too as well. Oh yeah, and I got one about food, like what's, I already know that there's like, I don't know why I got it, because I already know what it's gonna say, like all these like food stuff, documentary health stuff, is all the same. There's preservatives in your food, and you don't know what you're putting in your body, and um it's all bad for you, and all like the pesticides and the vegetables, and uh like all of like the GMOs and stuff like that. And it's like, what do you want us to do? Like, they tell us that meat's bad, and then everybody turns into vegan or vegetarian, and then they say cheese is bad, and then they say um, vegetables is bad now, because there's like all those chemicals they use on it to keep away the pests and like bugs and stuff, and then so they spray all that chemicals and that poison onto the veggies, and then they tell us we can't eat that too. So it's just like, what the hell? What do you want us to eat? So I don't. So that book, that's why it's been sitting there collecting dust. Like I don't know why. I felt like it was a good idea at the time to go and buy it, but I remember there was like a part of it in it of something about, I was more interested. Now I'm more interested in like kind of not eating as much. So I try to, and I found a way now. What works for me is eat a lot of leafy greens and fruits, and then I will, and then that's like during the day, because I'm like, I feel like, I don't know, I move around more during the day, so I don't want to like feel heavy or like too full. So I just kind of have like light stuff, and also like the leafy greens, it really like fills my stomach and stuff, and then I don't really get hungry. And then in the evenings, I need protein. I need like meat, like actual meat. I tried substituting it for like yogurt and stuff, but I just know, like, I need meat, because otherwise I'm not gonna feel satisfied, and I'm just gonna feel like grumpy and stuff. So yeah, so meat in the evenings to satisfy me, so I'm not like gonna like snack in the nighttime, or like have like midnight snacks and stuff. Um, yeah. So, oh, this whole time the game wasn't on. Sorry, guys. I got a little sidetracked or carried away, but and what else happened today? Oh yeah, did I mention that I went for a walk around River Valley? It was nice. I took a bunch of photos and pictures and stuff. I'll show you guys. I'll include it in the video that will be showing on YouTube. Sorry, podcast people. Again, just go on YouTube. Go on YouTube if you really want to see a video of me sitting here, which is not very exciting, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat and coats your throat. So, and yeah, I was taking some photos, And did I mention my tattoo? Did I mention my tattoo? Well, I just did just now, and then I will post that too on the video too as well. I'll edit it in. And wait, I need to be silent. Okay, and then if you like, if I go silent sometimes, that's because for that time I'm going to be adding in something for the video. So just for you guys, and this whole like I'm learning. Oh, this is all like new to me, and then like I'm like I like it. I like learning new things. I like doing new things. It's kind of like it's just what feels right. You know what I mean? Like um before I did this, I felt like I don't feel comfortable. I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like the way I look on camera. I don't like, all of these things like are. And then I was like, what the, why? And then why? And then I remember I just did it like that first episode. And then I was like, what the, after I was done, I was like, okay, I got that part. That's like kind of, I was going to say like, that was the easy part for me because like creating it, like creating the content, like what I'm doing now, like me sitting here talking to you guys, or just talking here. This is creating me. I'm creating content. If you really think about it, and this is easy for me. Thank God, and it's because I have a big mouth and I have a lot to say. But the hard part was kind of, I would say, like the editing part, and that's mainly because of my I don't have like everything that I would need to make everything comfortable. I mean, not everything, everything easier for me. Like hence like my old laptop, so that's why I had to buy a new one. And also there's a few other things too that I don't really want to mention because I was kind of like beating myself up about it, like when I was doing editing and stuff, because like it all costs a lot of money, like all like the software, and at least if you want to do it right, and I want to do it right, at least the best as I can for now. And like even now, like with this video right now, compared to the last episode, like this one's going to be more stuff on it, like I'm doing more things with it, and the video's probably going to be better, and the podcast in general too, because I'm learning as I go, and hopefully you guys stay for the ride, or stay, and just see the progression. And yeah, and again, like I said, Arson too, it's not that serious. Like I'm doing this because I enjoy it, like I'd rather do this than just sit and not do anything, because it's like late too, right? And I don't know, like it's just, I like it. It feels good. It feels right. And so yeah, anyway, what else did I want to take you about? Oh yeah, there is way. I think this was said to me like over a year ago now, I think, or maybe a year. And my coworker, he kept on like asking me things like if I want to give him like just a bunch of like weird questions, like about like if I wanted to like get married or whatever, blah, 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 all these things. You know how like people, how those little conversations, those little awkward ones that people like to get into, or they ask you all like these weird awkward questions about relationships or love or like connections, or like if you're seeing anybody, all those questions. And then what they're really wanting to like figure out is what you're into, right? Because if you're single, and well, this is what I think. If you're like a person who people, I guess they see you and they maybe because you're attractive or intelligent or you have like a job or like an apartment, just like stuff that people kind of link with like being of value, like, you know what I mean, like if you are and earn, like you have like income and or you're attractive or whatever it is, just things about a person that society tells us that they're like good enough to be your girlfriend or boyfriend, right? And when you are those things but you're single and you don't seem like you're interested in people, that it kind of like sets off alarms with people, especially people who are always like dating and stuff, right? They can't figure out, they're like, why are you single? Like, why are you single? You're cute, you're smart, you have a job, blah blah blah, blah, whatever it is. So they question it and they want to know, right? And then so that happens to me a lot. It has been happening to me pretty much ever since I was like a teenager. Like, what is Vernon into? What is Vernon into? And it's so weird. It's like, why? It's like, why does it even matter? Like, unless like, I feel like if you're not, it's just weird. You know what I mean? And it's just like, if I don't know. I just, because like with me, whenever like I see people, whenever like I see somebody who's like single or whatever, in my head, I doesn't even like, I don't even like think about it. I'm like, oh, okay. Because like, that just tells me that, oh, they just want to be single, right? But I don't know, whatever it is. Anyway, where I was going with this? Oh yeah. So my coworker, he was doing that thing that everybody does, assuming checking what he wanted to know what I was into, I guess, whatever. Asked me a bunch of questions, and then I guess, and then he told me, he said he assumed that I was gay because of I had what the fuck did he say? He said gay arms. Yeah, gay arms. And then I was like, what does that even mean? He was just like it's just gay arms. And then he never really explained it, I think. I don't really remember. But maybe he did. And then so yesterday when I was editing that video, my video when I was editing, I'm sorry, I need to turn this down. I can't think with the audio of the game on. When I was editing episode 1, I had to watch it, right? And then I saw what he meant. Like my hands, like sometimes the way I move it, like I'll be like this, or I'll be like, you know what I mean? Like you guys can't see it on the podcast, but like I just sometimes the way I move is a little feminine, and I now I see what he means. But I don't care. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I don't care. But then but I thought that was like really funny. I was just laughing to myself when I saw it, and then to be honest, like I kind of like felt like, do I really want to post this? It just looks kind of weird. And then the other thought in my head was like, oh, do you even care? And I was like, no. And then so I posted it. And I would say like the thing, I don't really care if you don't like the things I'm talking about or the things I say or how I sound or how I move, like my body language and stuff, or I basically don't give a fuck if people like judge me. The only thing that I'm insecure about mainly is like my I would say like probably like my weight, like my stomach and stuff. That's why like I'm like paying so much attention to like eating better and trying to get exercise, and because like I want to get like, especially now that I'm on camera or like like more on like on social media and stuff now because of this podcast, I kind of want to put more time and energy onto that, and just to kind of get rid of that. I know that I shouldn't be insecure about it, but I am. and it's annoying. Yeah, like I've always been a chubby kid, like always. Um, how do I? Okay, like I've always been a chubby kid, and so my weight's always been an issue with me, and I so I think that's where that like stems from, and also my teeth. I hate my teeth. They're not like as straight or as white, but those are the only things I don't like. But but other than that, I don't really care. Now, why did I say that? Now you guys are gonna look for it in the video. You're gonna see my big stomach and my moobs, man boobs, and my double chin, and my ugly teeth. But it's fine. It's the beauty inside you that matters. But that's just something ugly people say. I wonder if I should play a different game. I don't know what kind of games. I was like playing that. What do you call it? God of War, Ragnarok, and then I got up to Thor. Thor's big and fat in that game. Doesn't look like Jason or Chris Hemsworth at all. At all. No six pack. I mean, he has his six pack, but it's all fat. And yeah, so I was like, that's Thor. But Thor is fucking strong on that game. He kicked my ass. I tried twice, and then I got bored and I stopped playing. So I play just only like first player shooter games, and that's because that's what I'm like best at, I guess. I like fast paced games like Call of Duty. I know like Call of Duty gets like a lot of flack because it's just always the same shit over and over and over again, but I don't get tired of it really. I do get tired of it, of course, but that's when I just like put it down and then go do something else, and then I go back to it later because I miss it again. So I tried other games. I tried Apex. Apex is fast paced, like what I like, but there's like too much stuff. Like they all have like fucking superpowers and shit, and all these like weird like specials and stuff. And it's too much for me. I mean, at least for me, because like me just being an amateur game player, it requires too much, and it requires too much of my attention, and I just can't. I don't have like the brain capacity to play at that level of gaming, and also recording a podcast and a YouTube video. Like it's just too much things at once. Like this year, it's fine. Like I'm playing Call of Duty, and I don't really care if I die or win or lose or whatever. I just playing for fun, and plus Call of Duty, I've been playing this for like a long time, so it's all like the same to me. You know, like all the buttons are. I know where all the buttons are. I know what they all do, and I know what to do. Just aim and shoot. And if you're good enough, you'll shoot their head so they can die faster. And that's basically it. I don't like all that superhero stuff on those other games like Apex and stuff. I would say Fortnite too, but Fortnite, it's just I don't like the idea of like having to like walk around and walk around and like until like you have to go into like that circle and stay in that shield or whatever you want to call it, and sometimes you don't even see your enemies for a long time. You have to like go and find them and stuff. That's so annoying. I don't like games that are like slow paced like that. I like just when you just run into your enemy right away and then just start shooting. And if you die, you die. If you don't, then you don't. You know what I mean? Just simple, easy, quick. Like I loved Halo. Oh, everybody was. I guess this is for everybody. Remember when Halo was a thing? Holy crap, that was insane. I was in love with that fucking game. Everybody was, and I was actually pretty good. But then, kind of drinking. I started drinking a lot, and I stopped playing games and stopped really hanging out with the crowd of like gamers and stuff. I just kind of went and started hanging out with a different crowd because all I wanted at that time, I was like a teenager at the time, and all I wanted to do was just get drunk and, smoke weed and smoke cigarettes and stay out late and just do that, repeat that over and over again, because I had developed an addiction, right? Or whatever, alcoholic, teenage alcoholic. So, and then that crowd of like gamers, weren't, um, they weren't, they didn't fit that lifestyle. Like they would like stay home and play games, and that's not what I wanted to do anymore. I wanted to go get drunk and get fucked up. So I had to go and find some like friends who were doing that, so that we can all like put our teenage money together so that we can buy a bunch of bottles and weed and cigarettes and go get fucked up every weekend. Yeah. And so, there I was. I swear a bunch of times again and again, because I'm playing game 2 as well. And I'm also trying to think of, what else? Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to know what's like so embarrassing? Because of, like I just said, when I was like a teenager, I was a teenage alcoholic, and I was drinking so much that I didn't give a fuck about anything or anyone or all I did. All I cared about was like drinking. So, and also that, also, and the drinking, so I wasn't doing great in school, obviously, in high school because of that. And also I fell into depression too for a while, and that depression followed me up until like now. Even like now, like I am clinically depressed. At least that's what the doctor says. And so yeah, so the depression follows me since I was a teenager. And but it started when I was a teen, and because of the depression and me being kind of like an alcoholic, a teenage alcoholic. I'm talking about like I never did any homework. I would hand in projects last minute. I wouldn't go to class. I'd probably go to class only like 2-3 days out of the week, and so I fell behind. And then I remember being like 18 years old, and then the people who are my age were all like graduating and taking off for college, and then I was still there in high school. And then I remember I was like, okay, I need to try harder, and then I did, but not. I was still drinking heavily and stuff, but then I did a little bit better, and then this was like this embarrassing part. Like I graduated high school when I was 20 years old. 20. Oh my god. If I ever hear, oh my god. I mean, like you might. I mean, like I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I graduated, but still, it's kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? People graduate like 2 years before that, and but me, like I said, like that, it was because of depression and me being addicted to alcohol and just making wrong decisions and stuff. But I eventually did graduate, and I took off to college. Did horribly because I was like drinking again heavily. And then a couple of years later after that, and then I tried again to college. Again, started drinking heavily. I was drinking heavily, and then again, it did horribly. So I just decided to not go try college anymore, and just kind of, just just work, and then landed the job that I currently have. Oh yeah, also too, like with the whole like graduating high school late, that's like very common from where I come from. I'm indigenous. I come from a small little town. I guess like some people might call that a reserve or whatever. But people there, they don't even graduate. A lot of people don't even graduate high school. They drop out when they're like teenagers, and then they don't even try. They don't even go back again. So, like graduating high school there like in my home community and stuff, it's a big accomplishment, because the community is like so like um it's so like alcohol and drugs and stuff like that really fucking swept through the community, like like people aren't even able to be people. Like they um all they do is like get drunk and high and that's it. So they don't even like um develop into like a adult, really. You know what I mean? Because like they um I I learned this in treatment, was that when you when you get addicted to alcohol or drugs, at that age that you started doing it, that's the age that you emotionally and mentally kind of stand still at, be at, for like until like you stop your addiction, stop letting your addiction control you and you can sober up, right? And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense, because like you see like how like a lot of like adults, like the way they act and stuff, like their temper, and they don't know how to like convey like their thoughts, or they don't know how to like kind of like their emotional intelligence is very low. And when I say that, I mean like they don't know how to control their emotions when they're angry, or if they're upset, or if they're sad or happy. I mean, like if they're like happy, they act like ever like weird, like jumpy and stuff, and just kind of like not very like it doesn't seem very normal. You know what I mean? But then that's because they don't really know how to act, or like even if they're like something that like wouldn't normally upset a person who has a high level of emotional intelligence, like um they wouldn't get that angry, right? Even if they're upset, they'll know how to like um react to it. They'll know how to like respond effectively and efficiently. They'll know how to like resolve I guess like situations, or tough situations that would make that person who has a low level of emotional intelligence like freak out and stuff. Like somebody with a high level, or somebody who has like a good understanding of their feelings and their emotions, they would know how to kind of not let their emotions control them. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just like that. Like they know how to, they think with their head and their heart, and or their head, I'd say, and their heart too, instead of like their emotions. They don't let their emotions take control. And I feel like I've gotten really good at that. I used to be very reactive, and I don't want to like blame just like the alcohol and drugs and stuff, because I was like that when I was like kid too. I used to like freak the hell out whenever I didn't get what I wanted, and so I was like that. So and then it even got even worse when I started like drinking, because I didn't know how to like handle my emotions, right? And so oh look, I got play of the game. um I got play of the game. Look, I don't know how. I think because I got like 3 kills or 4 kills, and anyway, I mean like in a row, and so yeah, when I started drinking and stuff, so and the reason why like your emotions are like you don't develop properly like with your emotions and things like that when you start drinking, because the drinking and the addiction brain takes over, right? And because when you get upset, um you when you're a kid, you just like you lash out and you get aggressive, and um that's how kids react, right? And since you started drinking when you were young, that's how you react to still now. And the reason for that is because you every time when you got upset, instead of like a normal, like I guess like every time you got upset when you were growing up, or like when you got into adulthood, you still reacted the same way that you would as a child when you were a child. Like when when somebody who's not addicted to drugs or alcohol and they grow up, they go into adulthood, they realize that they can't act like that anymore, and they learn how to react differently. Like they learn how to do things to calm themselves down. You know what I mean? Like when somebody like as somebody who's not addicted, like you see when they get upset, they leave or they go and like kind of excuse themselves so that they don't like, you know, get mad or anything. And then maybe they'll like come back and talk to you about it, or they'll like, you know, have a conversation, because that's how adults handle things. But somebody who's addicted, they just freak out, and the reasons for that is because they don't know how to have a real conversation about it, because they how are they going to talk to you about their feelings when they don't even understand their feelings themselves, you know? It's because they never learned how to understand their feelings, because every time when things happen, whenever they were like mad or upset or angry or whatever it was, they went and drank. That was their solution to everything: drinking. So when you do that, you don't learn how to cope. You don't develop those coping mechanisms, those healthy ones. And so that's what that is. And so that's like when if you know somebody who's addicted or is an alcoholic or something, and then they freak out and stuff, or they just kind of like, even though they're sober, like at that moment, and they still like kind of, they're like have like temper tantrums or like stuff like that, they don't act like how you would like them to act. Just think about that. It's because of that. It's because they don't know how to cope with their feelings. They don't know how to handle it. So just keep that in mind. Or maybe if you're in love with them, that's maybe that's like your partner, then you might have to like try to help them figure things out, which just sounds so annoying. Like I can't picture myself ever being in a relationship with somebody who's like a big baby, like a big child. Like life is already hard enough. Like my life, like I'm already like worried. I'm not worried, but I'm just trying to live my life, right? And I can't imagine having to train and teach somebody how to be a good partner. Like that's just weird. And I see it all the time. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but you know, to each their own. Who's ever, if you're in that situation, then that's you, but that's not me. You know, like I just no, too much work. You know, I think that's the reason why like a lot of like especially women, like a lot of women, they stay in these like toxic relationships. They're not even in love with their partner anymore, but they stay with them because they spent so much like time and years and effort with them to like kind of train them and show them how to be proper partners, the proper boyfriends. Not proper, but at least like better than what they were before. You know what I mean? Like, because like if like a girl, like if she gets like a new partner, new boyfriend, and she picks up with her old one, and she's gonna have to teach her new boyfriend what she likes and what she doesn't like, and she's gonna have to like teach him and tell him and show him how to like you know, like how she doesn't like, what she doesn't like what she doesn't appreciate, and like what kind of food she likes, what she likes in the bedroom, what, like just all those things. And then she's gonna have to like reteach a new partner. So I think like a lot of women don't want to do that, so they just kind of stick with their old guy. It's just funny. Okay, what else? Where is my sticky note? Oh, I was is going to talk about. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, I saved a life today. A caterpillar or a worm. It was a green worm or green caterpillar. I'll pull up the photo of that too. And here I'll show you guys here again for YouTube. But yeah, it it was it was on my shoulder, and I smacked it off of me. That was my reaction because I don't like bugs, and I freaked out like a little bee. And then I walked away, and then I realized that that was mean, so I turned around and went to it, and then I picked it up with a leaf, and then I put it with I put it on like flowers and stuff, so that it could like crawl away and live a happy, filled life, and have like trauma because a big fat human came and almost killed it. So there's that. Oh yeah, I tried this new coffee shop. I went there. I had cold brew with caramel syrup and splash of cream. It was amazing. And also had like a tuna sandwich, but I didn't want that tuna sandwich. I pointed at the other sandwich that was right next to it. I think it had like quinoa or something in it. You know what I mean. But yeah, I had that, and I pointed at that one because I never had that before, and I wanted to try it. Because in my head, I thought it was going to taste like quinoa salad or whatever, and I like quinoa salad, so I was like, okay, I'll go get that one. But then that lady gave me tuna, and then and I like tuna too, but I feel like I've been having too much tuna, so I didn't really want it, and I didn't want to like tell her that, like I didn't want to just like tell her to go get me a different one. So I just ate that tuna sandwich, and it was really, really good. Probably like top 3 tuna sandwiches I've tried. And that place is called Capital Coffee. It's on 100 Avenue, downtown Edmonton. And it's really good. You know, like now that I'm like sober and have all this time on my hands and like can actually like taste food and have energy and time, I'm like just going for walks and like doing like other like just like normal people stuff. But like to me it wasn't that's just not what I did, so it's just all new to me. And so I'm like exploring the town, the city more, and I love it. Like I just do things like kind of like spontaneously, like whatever I feel like doing, kind of like, you know, starting to sheet. But then yeah, and if I like see something that's interesting, and I just like go and jump for it, you know what I mean? Like I just go and do it, and it's so cool. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm not afraid of things anymore. Like I'm not shy. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's everything is just like what I'm just like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like I mean, like not cool. I be like the old me would have been afraid of doing it or embarrassed or shy, and I'm not, and I love it. It's so freeing. It's so freeing to just not care about what other people think, or don't let things affect you, you know? Like I don't know, I'm on like this new wave of just F it, but F it in a good way. F it in a way like you don't let negativity or you don't let things kind of get to you. You don't let people really get to you or situations that much, because in your head you're just like everything's gonna be all right anyway, and it usually is. And if it's not all right, and if it's not okay, and then the outcome isn't one that you favor, then that's okay too, because like you have, and then you realize that like that's life, you know. That's not, you're not gonna have all the chips all the time, you're not gonna win all the time, and that's okay. Like you can't get everything you want. The second that I mean, when I started to realize that, then I just felt more like calm and more accepting and of things. Like before I would like freak out for like the smallest, stupidest things. I just like for an example, I would like what would I like? Okay. When my last apartment, when I was like, I had a scheduled um a technician to come in and to set up my internet, right? And then he came. He came late, and I was already annoyed by that. And then on top of that too, like the internet, he was taking forever to install it too, because he was having complications because the wiring was messed up, and I was paying for like top speed internet, and I wasn't getting top speed internet. I was getting like half of that, and I kept on telling him, and I was getting like really like agitated and mad, and there was nothing he could do. He was like doing everything he can, you know what I mean? Like this poor man trying to do his best to do his job, and then have my crazy, impatient, passive aggressive ass just making things harder for him. And you know what I mean? That all that did was make me more annoyed and more angry and more like negative, and it made it. I could like see now that I'm looking back at it that he was like very uncomfortable and didn't like the situation too as well. So like, but like now if that were to happen, I'd just be like, oh, okay, like whatever, no big deal. I don't care that much anyway. I'll just like go on my phone, or I don't have to go on internet. Maybe I'll go for a walk, or maybe I'll go read a book, or maybe go to the gym, or go take a shower, or go do my laundry, or go like, I don't know, something, anything else. You know what I mean? Like go for a drive, go eat something. Like it's not even like that serious, or um like I think, you know what I think it is. I think it's because like I've gotten so used to like having things my way, and the reason for that is because I've been getting things my way for a long time. Like my parents and my family, they kind of they did the best that they can to get me the things that I wanted and needed. But I never got everything I wanted though. Like, but and then once I got into like adulthood, I was like independent, but I still had that need for getting things I wanted, right? Because that's how it was when I was a kid. Like my parents, that loved them, thank their souls and their hearts. Like they did their everything they could. They did their best to provide for me and my siblings, and they, you know, like there wasn't one Christmas that there wasn't presents under the tree, or there wasn't one birthday that I didn't get a present, and I'm so thankful for that. But because of that, I was like accustomed to that lifestyle. I was accustomed to getting things my way and getting things I wanted because of it. So when I got into adulthood, I realized that I still had that need to get things I wanted. Like I had to get it, otherwise I would be very upset. And you know, story of like a spoiled kid, right? And then, but lucky for me, I also inherited things from my parents as well, which is hard work and dedication. You know, like my parents, I've always seen them my whole life working their asses off, like getting up Monday to Friday and doing what they had to do, and making sure that the fridge was always filled, and making sure, like, you know, we have food, make sure the bills paid and all that stuff. And so growing up, that's what I learned that you have to do. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a discussion. You know, like like my my parents, like they would go to work even if they would still go to work even if they're like really like sick and tired and stuff. They'd still go to work because they had that work ethic and that drive, like nothing was going to stop them. Like they always had to get like their paychecks, right? So thank God I inherited that too from them, because I saw them doing that, so I did that too. So you mix that along with me constantly having a need to want things and not being unsatisfied if I don't get them. So what does that create? It creates a person who's constantly working towards things that they want, and even though it can be like small things too, like for the longest time that want for me was alcohol, right? Alcohol. So I would do, so I would like always like work, or I would find ways to get money so I can buy alcohol, or if even like things to like, I would find places to like where we can like chill and drink. Like I would like manipulate and think of like ideas to like get it no matter what. And like that drive, I was using that drive for the wrong fucking thing, you know what I mean? If I used all that time, energy, and brain power and intelligence to fucking like be something else, maybe something in that life, like maybe like go to like law school or something like that, like I could have like done really great for myself, right? Because like a lot of people don't get this, like addict, a lot of addicts are very intelligent, and the reason why they go to turn to addiction is because they have a lot of brain activity, like their minds are constantly racing, and they have too much thoughts and they can't deal with it, and they can't deal with that. On top of that, their low level of emotional intelligence too as well, because you know they start drinking when they're young. So on top of their noisy brain, like constantly with the thoughts and stuff, and on top of that they have like they don't know how to deal with their emotions too as well. So those things, and maybe they go through like trauma and stuff, so that's why they turn into addicts, because it's their mind, it becomes unbearable. So instead of dealing with it, they would rather just get drunk or high. So that's why when you see like addicts, like when I went to a treatment center, holy fuck, they're so intelligent, those people. Like I learned so much from them. And and even then too, like the counselors too there, they said that too, like if you look at addicts, a lot of them are intelligent, and it's because of that they cope with their busy brains, they do drugs and alcohol. So like yeah, so there, some brain food for you. And so, and if you really look at it too, like to be an addict, and especially a successful addict, like somebody who's always drunk, somebody's always high, that takes a lot of like intelligence and a lot of energy and a lot of work, because drugs and alcohol is not, it's not cheap, you know what I mean? Like, and for somebody to always be drunk and to always be high, that requires a lot of manipulation, a lot of brain power, a lot of planning and strategic planning, and being analytical and finding ways to get that bottle or get that next high no matter what that takes. And just think, if somebody used all of that energy to like be a doctor or be a lawyer, or you know, something that's like very, you know, like something that's like big, like and successful like that, they would have no doubt in my mind that they could do that. They could have been that. You know, like I remember me when I was like in grade 7, and then you know how like teachers, they ask you what do you want to be and stuff. I said I wanted to be a lawyer, and because I said I wanted to be a lawyer, they switched me into like an academic class, because I was in the slow class at first. And the reason why I was in that slow class was because when I was like in elementary, I was like I didn't like listen. I didn't listen, you know. I just didn't like that whole listening thing. I just didn't like listen to people. That's all it was. I wasn't really that bad. I just didn't like listening, and because I like doing whatever I wanted, right? And also, and now I know, now that I'm an adult, I have ADHD too as well. I've been diagnosed with ADHD too. Fucking, this is a lot of shit that's going on in this damn head. But yeah, I have ADHD, and I also been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So yeah, so since I was a kid, I had ADHD, right? So that's why I was like, that's why I had so much like throughout my whole life. That's why I had so much like difficulty being in a classroom or being in school, because ADHD. Like I just, you know, my mind was always like couldn't focus and stuff. So there. So I wasn't stupid, obviously, you know, like I was capable of doing the work and stuff. Like, cause every time I would like actually like focus and sit down and do the work, it was easy for me. But it was all boring to me. I didn't like structure. I didn't like sitting there. I didn't like just sitting and listening to the teacher and stuff. It's just no, I didn't like it. The the teachers there at the time, they took that as me like being incapable of learning and being, I guess, slow, right? So they put me in that fucking special class in grade 7. And then once I told my grade 7 teacher that I wanted to be a lawyer, and then she saw that every time when she gave me work and stuff. And I remember, like, I realized that too, where I was, like, how come I was in that class, right? And I felt like I deserved to be in the other class. So I remember, like, for like 2 weeks straight, I just, like, I did everything they told me to do, and then I would do the work, and then I finished everything easily and quickly. And then the teacher caught on to that. She saw that, like, I was like finishing very quickly, and also on top of that, and then me saying that I wanted to be a lawyer. So she had a discussion with the principal and the teacher of the academic grade 7 class, who was her boyfriend, by the way. And then they put me in there, the academic class, because of that, because I proved that I can be in there. And then so yeah, and so anyway, so that was like so weird now that I think of it. Like, I wonder, like, how much kids nowadays, if that still happens, like, just because they have ADHD or some kind of like mental, like some kind of like disability, like maybe they might be dyslexic, like they can't read good because their brain kind of like skips like a line when they're reading in a book, or something that happens, um like my I know somebody who's dyslexic, but he's very intelligent and very hardworking, and he's like in, but he just can't like read out loud properly, and that's because when he's reading, his mind skips words and stuff like that. And so he said that, like, he had to, when he was a kid in school and stuff, like, he had to go through like programs and stuff like that because of it. But that didn't held him back. He's doing great for himself. So just because somebody might have like a disability doesn't mean that they're incapable of living a full life or a good life. You just have to kind of you know work with what you have. So yeah. And like with me too, like with these things, like when I found out, like I didn't even, in my head, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, cause it does. And yeah, so, uh, so yeah, and, but I'm glad now. Like like it just makes sense. Like all of like the ADHD, the depression, the anxiety mixed with the trauma, the shit I've been through since I was a kid. Um, it it makes sense why the addiction, or like alcohol, and then an addiction later on coke, is like so, it had such a grip on me, is because like I that just it took me out of reality, right? It took me out of my mind. And like, and that, and also I still had that like drive and work ethic, right? So I was always able to afford a bottle. I was always able to afford coke. And the reason why I was so driven to is because like my intolerance for alcohol and coke was really high too. So I knew I had to make like lots of money, and or not only that too, like I was like finding ways and to get it, and I was good at it. But now that part of me is over now, and I know like a lot of people be like, oh, you just got out of rehab just only like a week ago. Less than a week ago, actually. Oh my god, yeah, less than a week ago. Like, oh, you're talking a big game right now, but no, like in my heart, like I know I'm gonna be sober now, and you guys can hold me to that. If you hear this, if anybody's listening to this shit, you can hold me to that, and I give you permission to call me out if you ever see me drinking anything, because I know I'm not going to. Like, there's nothing. No, like I'm good now. You know what I mean? Like I feel good. I feel clear. I feel excited about life. Like I don't want to go there anymore. And I um I feel like there's like so much more to life that I haven't seen yet or experienced yet. And I want to. I really want to. I don't want to be in that little hamster wheel anymore, just getting drunk and high. It doesn't do anything for me anymore. And it hurts everybody who cares about me too. Like um like I can't tell you like how happy like a lot of like my family and friends were when I would told them or they found out that I was going to treatment. Like they were fucking like happy. Like my mom almost cried on the phone, or not on the phone, but I think it was on the phone. Yeah, when I told her I was going, when I told them that I told my boss about everything, kind of, and then they were happy for me because that's what they wanted. You know, like my dad's been telling me to go to treatment for a while, and I finally did it, and I'm so happy I did. Like, it's just changed so much things for me. Like, I'm only interested now in growing as a person, as a man. Like, I'm not, like, earlier, I think I just mentioned about that girl outside having that, there was that scene, and it was clear that alcohol was involved, and I don't miss that at all. Like, just nonsense, just this meaningless drama. Like, for what? Like, I'm a grown ass man now. Like, I can't be doing shit like that. And for the longest time, I used to justify my drinking and stuff. I used to say, "Oh, well, I don't. My bills are paid. I don't have no kids. I don't have no responsibilities by myself. Blah 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 blah. Blah, all that, the whole spiel." And that was just me living in delusion, because I do have responsibilities. I need to be a son. I need to be an uncle, a brother, a friend, a coworker, just a citizen to society. Like it's like you can't, like, addiction. Being in addiction, it's just like it just kind of like manipulates you and takes over your mind, and your life. Like, it makes you think that you you need it, and that you are okay by using, and that you're not hurting anybody but yourself. But you're hurting the people who love you. You think that they want, like, seeing you high or drunk every time. That's like you're slowly killing yourself and your brain, and you're killing your potential, you're killing your future. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad. It's fucking sad. Like, and you are hurting a lot of people. It's not only just your family, it's other people too. Like all, like, the cops who have to deal with you, and like the people at the hospital who have to deal with you if you go there. People, like, if you're like one of those types who are like angry drunks, and then all the people at the bars have to deal with you. How annoying. You know how, like, that's just, you're affecting so much people. Or like, if you're, you know what I mean? Like, shit. It's the alcohol, the addiction just tricks you into being so selfish. It just makes you think that everything's about you, and that you're not harming anybody but yourself, but you are. You just need to think about it. Yep. Okay. I think I'm gonna, yeah, after this game, and then I'm gonna start recording. I At least I think so. I don't really feel like it. I like talking right now. But it's. I kind of want to watch something on Netflix. I wonder if there's anything good. It's so and it's just so like it's just like I have Netflix, Disney Plus, Zeus, Amazon Prime, Video Prime. I have YouTube, Premium. So basically, just every fucking streaming thing on the planet, right? And I still can't find something to watch. Something that I want to watch. How annoying, eh? I'll probably just go put on like a movie that I've watched a bunch of times. Or no. Yeah. Because it's kind of late, but I'm drinking all this pop, so I'll probably be up late again. Oh, and then I'm gonna have to like post this too, so that's gonna take a while. But yeah, so, well, first of all, thank you guys. If you're still listening right now, then thank you. And again, I know like the last one it seems like I was like fucking begging for guests and stuff. But no, I would like it. I think it would be nice. It'd be great for kind of just it'll be good. It'll be good. But if it doesn't happen, then that's fine too. Cause like, I feel like I can do this on my own. Like I'm doing now. But I would say like the thing that I want, the reason why I would like somebody to come the most, because I like other people's opinions, and I like to know or kind of hear what other people think, or like kind of like their perspective and their side of things, because everybody's so different, and I love it. Like I love people who are unique and don't think like me, because like I want to know why they came to that conclusion, Like, and I know some people don't like that. Like, I don't know. What are they called? Like bigots? Like, who they have like an opinion, and then it doesn't matter what you say or do, they're not going to change it. They're just going to stay that way. And they're not like open to any kind of, like, they're not open to anybody else's ideas and stuff. They just think that they're right about everything, and I think that that's like so close-minded and so stupid. Like, how do you not want to incorporate other people's ideas into like your own? Because like I feel like I feel like that's how you get better. Like, you hear other people's like thoughts and opinions, and then you kind of mesh it in with yours, and then now you got a super duper super saiyan idea, like a really good idea that's better than yours alone, because you have because now there's like two brains involved in it, and like, of course, like yours might be better, and of course maybe theirs might be better, or whatever, but you just take the good bits and pieces of your stuff and their stuff, and then you just mesh it together. Anyway, I think I'm done now. Again, thank you for listening if you still are. Okay, I'll say this right now. Like, I might do like one more by myself, maybe like in a day or two, whenever I feel like it. That's kind of gonna be my thing with this. I know like other podcasts and other shows and all those, they have like a kind of like a set schedule, like when they drop stuff. Like some channels, they only are podcasts and channels, whatever, they only drop like twice a week, maybe once a week, and then that's that, and it stays like that. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do everything my way, and and that means I'm just gonna drop whenever I feel like it and do whatever I feel like doing. Like this podcast thing, it's not. I'm not gonna put. I'm not just gonna do one thing. It's never. It's not gonna be just one like niche thing. It's gonna be like I'm gonna just it's gonna be random. Like it's gonna be all over the place. Like I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be just 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 follow along. Press if you're on YouTube, press the subscribe button and like the video. If you are on a podcast platform, Spotify, follow, download the episode maybe. That's the thing about I know like a lot of you might think that I'll just watch it on YouTube because there's a video and stuff, right? But if you are like traveling, or if you're in a gym, or if there's like you're doing something that you can't watch a video because other things have your attention, right? So like maybe you could be, I don't know, like going for a walk and you can't look at your phone, so you can't watch the podcast, but you can go on Spotify and you can listen to it while you're walking. Because if you decide to watch it on YouTube instead, you might get hit by a fucking car. Okay? Anyway, go follow me wherever, Instagram, too. It's everything. Okay. I'll probably I'll just drink a little bit pop. No, I think that's enough pop. I'm gonna go fuck to sleep. Okay, bye.